Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today we are going to begin our preparations for the brand new 1.21 update, which is coming out in less than a week. I am really excited for this update, but we have a lot of work that I want to get done before we get to that point. I have written down inside of this book all of the pottery, sherds, and armor trims that we are still missing. It's not a whole lot, but I want to get all of these before the update comes out next week because it is adding a few new armor trims and sherds in the trial chambers, and I want to have all of these current ones before we get the new ones. So let's take a look in our book, and we will see we have 4 sherds that we still have to find, including one at a trail ruins, which I actually didn't know about. So we will visit our trail ruin once again, and I will continue to excavate that. And then the other 3 can all be found in warm ocean ruins. Luckily for us, we have a very large warm ocean just to our east, so we will travel in that direction and see what we can find. They shouldn't be that difficult to discover. And then, coming soon, we have the Flow, Guster, and Scrape pottery sherds coming in the trial chambers. If we go to the next page, we are still missing the Vex armor trim because that woodland mansion did unfortunately burn down. So we have to find a different one. I will probably use chunk base for it since our cartographer only generates the one map for that one mansion and it is no longer there. And then we also have to find the silence armor trim, which will be found in a ancient city. That one is going to be very difficult to obtain, but no doubt in my mind that we can discover it today. And then coming soon, the bolt and the flow armor trims, also in the trial chambers. So we are going to work on that today, and before we get too far into that, apparently our cow crusher does drop leather. When I built this, I had said that it doesn't, but I guess it does, so I've added this little hatch so we can access both the hopper and the smoker and remove the leather if we need to. I was wondering why I wasn't getting very much steak from this, but now we are, and you can see the leather that I still have. So we have our brush in our ender chest, but I think we are going to make one more for today just to be safe. So I think we will start with the ocean ruins since it is nighttime and they can be easily spotted in the dark. So let's fly out. I always forget we have our boathouse over here all alone. We still have a lot of expanding to do through this region, but we will work on that in the future after we take a look at next week's update. But for now, let's fly out to the warm ocean, which is right over here, and we are just going to look for those lit up sections like what we have right down here. We have our brush. I have a sword just in case. Hopefully we won't need it, but in case we do, we have that, and we are looking for suspicious sand, which I see some right here. Excellent. And there's actually some under the seagrass as well. It might not be a bad idea, though, to go get a helmet enchantment with respiration. So I'm going to run back and do that real quick. That is going to make life a lot easier. And deja vu. So we'll start with this one. It looks like that is going to be an emerald. And we got a sniffer egg. How about that? We got an iron axe from that one. That's not bad. All right, we have a sherd. Let's see which one it is. It is the angler, which we already have. Wait, no we don't. Alright, perfect. So we can cross that off of our list. And we are now looking for the shelter and the snort. Another sniffer egg right here. And another sherd. Let's hope it is a new one here. So we are looking for shelter and snort, and we got shelter. Alright, so we just have one left from the warm ocean ruins, and then we will head to the trail ruins and look for our very last sherd. And we have another sherd right here. We are looking for snout. It is Angler. Alright, no worries. Another sniffer egg. We are going to have a lot more sniffers. Maybe we could set up a second sniffer farm somewhere else. Well, we have one more right here, and it is yet another sniffer egg. And another one right here, a fifth sniffer egg. You've got to be kidding. I feel like we struggled when we tried to find these in the early game, but now we are up to 5. And we have some dolphins over here. I'm gonna help them out. I don't think they like these magma blocks very much. Well, it looks like we have picked this one clean, or brushed it clean, I guess. And we have another one right down here. If I start finding a bunch more sniffer eggs, well, I don't know that I'll really have an answer for that. Maybe the sniffers would be kind enough to aid us in our search for this last sherd. Well, this one certainly wasn't high yield. But we do have a couple more here on the perimeter. And inside one of them is a sniffer egg, and coal in the other. Oh, we have a sherd. Alright, let's have a look at which one this is. Is it the snout? No, it is the shelter. Also, I keep saying snout, it's snort, so my apologies on that. Alright, let's see what we have right down here. We have another sherd. Let's see if this is the snort. And there we go. Alright, so I guess the game was just mad at me for calling it snout instead of snort. I corrected myself and we've uncovered it. I still want to brush away this sand right down here in case we find a few more sherds or anything valuable. Hopefully not sniffer eggs, but I guess we can always use those eggs for decoration. So why don't we head to the trail ruin and we will see if we can find the very last heartbreak pottery sherd. So I'm going to continue to work on this and I will let all of you know if I come across any sherds. Oh, we have a armor trim. Is it the shaper? Yes, it is. Alright, that is the second shaper armor trim that I have found from this, and this ruin is the first place that I found that armor trim. So we are doing pretty good. Alright, we have a sherd. Here we go. Let's see which one it is. And it is the heart. Alright, well, if we broke it in half, maybe then we would have the heartbreaker sherd. But we will continue our search through these ruins, which I've actually made some great progress on. I keep expanding our hole out, and it is actually a great thing for our stone and cobblestone supply. Our Silk Touch pickaxe is on life support, so we are keeping that aside. I do need to go back to the end and get that repaired, but for now we are just going to stock up on cobblestone. Alright, we have another pottery sherd. Is it the heartbreaker? It is the burn. And another sherd. Let's see what this one is. The sheaf. And another sherd now. Hopefully this is finally the one. Friend, the opposite of heartbreaker. Let's keep looking around though. The trail ruin is getting to be very large. I am uncovering everything. I just want it to be one giant square, so that is why I have uncovered so much land in places where there isn't anything, like right over here. But I've uncovered a lot of other areas while doing so. And another sherd right here. Let's see if this is the one. There it is. We got all of the pottery sherds now. Now we just have to get the rest of the armor trims. So we now have all of the pottery sherds. Let me grab the ender chest down here because I broke the other one accidentally. Our Silk Touch pickaxe is still on its life support phase right now. But we can take a look in our book and quill, and we now have the heartbreak pottery sherd, the snort pottery sherd, so coming soon, the flow, guster, and scrape. Now we can work on the armor trims. So I am looking at chunk base right now with our seed, and believe it or not, if we go to 5,240 and 13,000, there are actually 3 woodland mansions within probably about 1,000 blocks of each other, which is absolutely incredible. So I'm going to first rebuild, oh, well, speaking of woodland mansions, how about that? So I'm going to first rebuild the ender chest, and I'm gonna head to the end real quick just to repair the netherite pickaxe, and then we will fly out, probably via the roof of the nether, and head to the dark oak forest where we can find all 3 of those woodland mansions. Oops. I got a little bit distracted. Luckily I had my coordinates up though, because that would have been a nightmare to try and find my stuff. So we are gonna respawn in, and we're gonna try this again. And that is why I keep the backup elytra in the ender chest. I guess we do also have a recovery compass, so that will be useful to us as well. And here's our yard sale. Look at all that shininess, all that XP. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of levels, but we can always run back to the end and get a few more. Okay, take 2. So again, it's 655 and 1617, which is right here. Let's get our obsidian out and build the portal. There we go, and I'll just clean this stuff up, and let's go see what we have on the other side. I am really curious to see this apparent triple woodland mansion. How about that? That is some fine calculating right there. So we're gonna do a quick fly around once again, just to make sure we don't have any lava, and this is a very large woodland mansion that appears to be safe from any lava. And somewhere nearby to the southeast, which is going to be, or the southwest, which is going to be in this direction, we should have a second woodland mansion. And here it is. My computer is really not liking this combination of rain, my render distance, and all of these woodland mansions, but this one is situated on top of a hill. Do I have a bed? Well, there is wool inside, so we will just fly up here and see if we can find some. And I see some evokers and vindicators inside of there. And there's some wool, and we can set our spawn point here and get rid of the rain and make it daytime. So let's grab the Totem of Undying and the chest plate. We will put the chest plate on, and we can always switch to elytra if we need. I will also grab our bow. We will get an arrow, and we are after the Vex armor trim. And I should probably turn on hostile mob sounds. I had those off when I went to the end. There we go. There's 1. And 2. And look at that, 6 emeralds from just 2 of those guys alone. Oh, he came running around that corner. Startled me. And I actually kind of like going top down. I think that's going to make things a little bit easier. Let me grab some torches. And I guess I could grab our emergency health chest as well. Maybe we could even pull out some of these potions. I think after what happened last time, we can never be too careful in this place. We will get these placed down in all of the dark rooms here. And we have some Vexes now. We need to take out this Vindicator. There we go, and we got another totem. How about that? And we have another one over here. And that is a lot of evokers. Okay, I was backwards. The evokers are the ones spawning in all of the Vexes, and we're gonna have to put on our elytra and make a dash. And the skies are filled with Vexes. Unfortunately, it is not the Vex armor trim. It is just the very annoying little creatures. We really need to take out that evoker, though. Uh-oh. I forgot we don't have our chest plate on, and that makes us very vulnerable. Okay, I see the evoker in here. Let's see if that's not gonna work. We're gonna drink this regeneration potion and quickly run inside and see if we can take him out. And he is very fast. There we go. All right. He is taken care of. Now we can quickly fly away. All of those Vexes should start to die off. But it looks like we still have a lot more evokers in here. And there's one of them. Here's another. Let's take him out. There we go. We are definitely going to get a lot of totems from this, though, so that will be very nice. And there's another one down in that hallway, so I'm going to back up a little bit. And we will eat and drink our regen potion. And we will fly on in here and quickly take him out. There we go. And that might be all of them. No, it is not. There's one more. Where are they? Uh-oh. I don't know where else they are. But we are up to 3 totems now, which is absolutely incredible. I think he's right around in here, maybe. Uh-oh. Alright, well, we just barely escaped that one. I'm wondering if Vexes despawn. Of course, there is only one way to find out, and it looks like they do. I don't see any up here. Oh, there is a totem on the ground right here. Okay, this place seems to have calmed down a little bit, so I think we can safely find the last... Wow, there are totems everywhere. Well, I think the 3rd floor is clear. I don't see any other evokers or vindicators up here. I'm just breaking through all of the walls in case we have any hidden rooms or any hidden vindicators. Okay, so now we can head down to the 2nd floor now, and we will just work our way down. I'm gonna put the chest plate on. That will protect us against the Vindicators and their axes, and the occasional skeleton. Or more than occasional. Well, there is a Vex now flying around, a few of them. I don't know if they are lingering. Nope, they are not. That is another evoker. Let's quickly take him out. There we go. Alright. Now we just have some Vexes flying around all over the place that we just need to watch out for. It definitely feels like we are doing this the proper way, though, instead of just waiting for the entire mansion to burn to the ground. And another evoker. Goodness. Well, he is taken care of, but that has to be the 5th or 6th evoker that we have killed. And another one in here? Well, I would say that that is definitely all of them now, but I don't think it is safe to assume that. But we now have 8 totems of Undying in our inventory, which is pretty hilarious if you think about it. Whoa! Okay, death trap. Alright, I saw evokers and vindicators and skeletons all inside of this room. That skeleton just got killed by this skeleton, I think. Alright, we are doing pretty good. Let's see, I do see an evoker over there and one right here that we need to quickly take care of. And let's grab that totem and take out this Vindicator. A few of these Vexes, if we can get hits on them. Well, I'm really hoping we find the armor trim in this one because I really don't want to go around and do this anymore. Well, I think that is the entirety of the 2nd floor, so let's head on down to the 1st floor and see what we can find. Hopefully no more evokers, but I don't think they spawn on the 1st floor anyway, so we should be okay. Again, though I didn't think I would find that many on the 2nd floor, so we just never know. Alright, well, we have another chest in here. I've not seen this room before, and unfortunately, just a diamond chest plate. No armor trim. I don't think we have anything up above there, so we will once again continue our search. but it isn't looking super hopeful for this mansion. Not to worry though, we will fly back to the first one and have a look in it. Now we can go at this from two ways. We could raid the first floor here and try to find the armor trim, or we could go in from the roof again and work our way down. But I think we will go from the first floor and go from there. We already have a chest back in this direction, which will hopefully contain what we are looking for. It is guarded by a Vindicator here. We will take him out, and nothing once again. Darn it. Ooh, alright. This is one of the hidden rooms with maybe a chest, if I'm not mistaken. I think it winds around here, goes up in this direction, and there it is, the Vex armor trim and a chainmail chest plate. How about that? So we have everything that we are looking for now. I think we have plenty of totems, so we are just going to break our way through this wall and get as far away from these woodland mansions as possible. So we are back home with our new armor trim, which leaves us with just one left until we have all of them, and that will last, of course, for about a week before we have to go find a trial chamber. But we are going to get that thrown into our armor trim's chest. I'm going to clean up my inventory a little bit more, and we will set out for our final armor trim. So obviously these ancient cities are unbelievably rare. Luckily for us, we know that they spawn underneath mountains, so we are going to fly around and find some frozen peaks. I think ours is over that way. I don't know if there's one under here or not. I don't know that they would be that close to each other. So I think we are going to fly for a little distance, but then we will just pick a frozen peak or icy peak or lofty peak, any of the peaks, and we will dig down and see what we can find. Alright, we are getting into some mountains over here, so we are just going to pick a spot on top of this frozen peak and dig straight down. We will try a few different points just in case. I think I will try this, and that's some cool generation. And then we will try that one, and it looks like maybe there's one more over there. So we are just gonna dig straight down here. Alright, and how about that? There is a deep... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. On our first try, that is the coolest thing that has happened to us in the series so far. That is awesome. Okay, so I wasn't really expecting to find one so early, so I didn't come all that prepared. I guess, how do we want to go about this? Oh boy. We will just quietly make our way down. Again, we don't need any warden spawns. Ideally, the very first chest that we open has the armor trim that we're looking for, but the odds of that, I think it's a 1% chance. I don't know if it's a 1% chance of it spawning in an ancient city or just in a given chest. Okay, I think we're gonna have to come back here a little bit more prepared. Okay, yeah, we have a Shrieker right over there. We are just gonna get out of here for now, and we will return much more prepared. Also, if you are playing in this seed, there are the coordinates 1770 and -3000. I am curious though, just for the sake of traveling back and forth, if there is an ancient city underneath this meadow right here. I highly doubt it, but it never hurts to check. Plus, we could always use the extra stone. Well, I'm not seeing any signs of deep darks or ancient cities down here. Oh wait, no, okay, we do have a deep dark right over here, but we are all the way down to -41, so I highly doubt that there is going to be an ancient city down here. It was still worth checking though. Alright, so before we head back, I think I still want to check some of these mountains. Of course, I know that it probably won't. I don't know if there's a limit on how close they can spawn to each other, so I can't imagine we have one underneath that mountain over there, or a couple more behind this one over in this direction. I think there's one more. I think where the pillager spawner is, the outpost. I don't know that there would be one under there with how close this one is, but I still want to check because it is a long flight over to that other ancient city. So I grabbed a little bit of wool before we left. I just got back, so we are gonna clean out our inventory once again of all of this stone. And I guess in our book we can also go ahead and cross off that Vex armor trim as well. I forgot to do that earlier. So the inventory's cleaned up a little bit. I think we could probably check this one right now. So we'll just go up here to the middle, maybe from this ice. And I guess there's one over there as well, those stony peaks, but I think the frozen peaks are better. I would have to double check. Alright, there we are. We are out of that now. I don't even know where we are. We are kind of halfway between these two mountains. So I guess we were under this one as well. I think we can rule that out then. And I still want to try these other two. But again, if they don't work out, we've already found one, so I'm not too worried at all. But we'll go ahead and give this one a shot. And nothing in that one. So I guess we will try this one, which again, I think is where, yep, there's the pillager outpost. And if this doesn't have one, I think we'll just go back to that first. But we are almost into the deep slate layers. There we are, the negative Y values. I'm gonna switch. Oh, okay, holy cow. I just had a mini heart attack. That is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. And there's a shrieker right down there. We are going to fly right in here. And look at this. This is unbelievable. Okay, well, I think we figured out what ancient city we are coming to. Wow. That could have been a lot worse. Okay, well, that's definitely convenient that we have one a lot closer, and it doesn't look like it is the same one we were at before. Obviously, we are a little ways away from it. So, I think we might just be able to head on down here. The question is, how do we get down? Because we want to get to that level without tripping any sensors. I think we can begin maybe right here. I think we will be okay to fly on down here. And that is kind of the dead center of that too, which I guess makes sense because we kind of went in from the middle of those mountains. Oh, my heart is still racing. Okay, so we're here now. I really don't want to spawn a warden. That would not be very pleasant. Do I have any night vision in the ender chest? That would be really nice. We have some miscellaneous potions in here. We have 1 8-minute night vision. Okay, I just need to get rid of some of these items. I almost threw them off of the cliff over there. That would not have been good if they landed on a sensor, so I'm just gonna throw them over here. Now, alternatively, we do have about 10 of our totem of undyings. We could just hang on to those, theoretically, and it wouldn't really matter if we had a warden spawn in, and we could just quickly move around and try to avoid him, and if we die, we die. We can just grab another totem. All we are really trying to do is find that armor trim, so it's gonna be in and out. So I'm thinking I'll just do that. We can always come back here and get the precious loot another time, but we have everything else treasure-wise out of an ancient city. We already have our soul speed, and we have the music disc and recovery compass. We have all of those fancy gadgets. We are just after that one silence armor trim. So I think we are just gonna full send it. We are going to hang on to this Totem of Undying, and we are gonna start with this chest right down here. It won't spawn the Warden yet, but it will cause one step closer. So I want to do all of this at once. Swift Sneak 3, I will take that. But now that we are down here, I suppose we can go ahead and sneak around. I see another chest right up here. I don't see any sensors though next to it, which actually could be a good sign for us. I just have to figure out how to get up here. I guess we do have our wool. And we'll go ahead and protect where we can. Why not? In here, nothing. We have Frostwalker 1, some music disc fragments, but nothing that we need. Although I will take these well, I think we have enough regen potions as it is. No armor trim. We did set off a sensor, but I think we are okay. That did not protect it, but we have a channeling book. I'm not too concerned about books. We also have a diamond hoe in there as well. So we now have strike 2. So let's go ahead and get this blocked in as best I can. I don't know what else I have to do to prevent this from triggering a sensor here, but hopefully that's enough. And it looks like that was. Okay, no armor trim though. Okay, that is a sensor right there. But it doesn't look like we have shriekers. There is one over there though, so I probably need to be a little bit more careful. I'm not really sure how we're gonna go about this. We might just have to take our strike 3 on here and hope that we get an armor trim. Nope. Okay. Well, let's get that closed before we trigger anything else. And ward, dang it. That is not silence, but we have ward now. 2 of them. Okay, alright, here we go. Flying up to the Dripstone Cave as the Warden emerges, and I can't really tell if he is down there or not. I really need to get more night vision. I might run back and do that. Alright, I don't see the Warden anywhere, but I really should just start playing like we have an inventory full of totems, because I think I'm being a little too cautious here when I don't even need to. So we've already hit all of these chests. There's one right down here that we can hit, and this will spawn a Warden pretty much on top of us. And there it is. Okay. No armor trim in that though. So let's head over to this chest and see. Uh-oh. Okay, well that one is definitely right on top of us. Oh, he's right there. Okay. How long does this darkness effect last for? There we go. Alright. I didn't realize he was spawning right next to the chest that I was trying to get into. That wasn't very kind of him. Let's see if we can knock him off. I should probably be careful of that shrieker right there. Okay, so he's gonna come racing over here. Now I think we can head down in this direction, and oh wow, how about that chest? Oh, dang it. There were 4 enchanted golden apples in there. I was only able to grab one of them though, but we will eat one. Well, I got 2 of them. Not bad. But there are wardens spawning left and right, and I'm almost out of firework rockets, so we may just want to head back to the surface, because I don't think I have any extra in my ender chest, and we will go from there. I did not realize that the episode was getting to be as long as it was. Of course, I probably could have guessed that given the amount of things that we have accomplished, but for the sake of trying to get this finished today, I am just going to rapid fire all of these chests. And it's not going to be so much exploring as much as just opening chest after chest, and I guess if anything interesting happens, I will feature that on screen, especially if we find our silence armor trim. But for now, I'm just going to do as many chests as I can. If I die, I die. I have a handful of totems, and we know where we can find a couple more woodland mansions to get more. And we could also do some pillager raids as well. Well, I will let all of you know if we come away with anything, or if not, we will continue to search. Uh-oh, I did not mean to do that. We will continue to search. That was lucky. We will continue to search in the future. But for now, we're down here. We are just going to open chests, and again, I will let you know if we come away with anything. I do want to grab these last couple of enchanted golden apples, though. I think that would be very useful. Hopefully we don't have a warden spawning. Okay, sweet. So it did reset. I spent a lot of time waiting for that to reset, so I think we should be good. Alright, nothing in this chest, just a name tag. That's probably the most valuable thing. We set off some sensors, no shriekers though. We have a chest right down here that is a death trap. Oh boy. I think this is the last one over in this area though, so I'm just gonna open it. If the warden spawns, the warden spawns. And there it is! The silence armor trim! We have all of them now. And I think the warden did just emerge. Okay, let's get out of here. Do I have the ender chest? I do. That is fantastic. Let's make our way back up top to our home where we can end today's episode. So we can get this added to our armor trims chest and cross it off in our book. And for the next week, we now have all 16 of the armor trims. We will do a little bit more with these in the next episode, but that is where we are going to end it for today. Obviously, we are going to need a lot of diamonds to duplicate all of those, so I'm sure I will be spending a lot of time down in the branch mine between now and then. If you enjoyed today's episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!